Alright guys, welcome to AA Talks Ball. This is the 5 things we learned video as it's Fulham 3, Liverpool 2. I'm so sorry about my intro yet again, but you guys know I am never happy when Liverpool lose, and we have lost today. Dear man. Well, we lost yesterday. This video is coming out the morning after, since I had issues with the camera yesterday. Just to tell you about my whole life. But anyway, please like, subscribe, and support in any way that you can. We're just starting out, so any support is much appreciated. As you guys know, before going into the 5 things, I give a general recap on the match. And to be honest, I'm just disappointed. I just feel like at the moment we are crawling towards this title rather than, playing like a team that wants to win it in style, which is just so disappointing for me, because I feel like across most of this season we have been a good team, a great team that's been playing really well, but we've just fallen off the cliff over the last month or so, and we just can't seem to get back into our rhythm for a number of reasons that I'm going to get into today. But in that game today, we lost the game in the first half. We were very much, we are a lot better in the second half. There was a big reaction there, which was good to see. But the first half, yet again, so slow. And today was especially bad because not only was the midfield and attack really flat, we're going to come on to why I think that is later in the video. The defense in that first half, my good God, that is the worst that back line has ever played, bro. Mistakes after mistakes. They gifted Fulham all 3 of those goals. And in the end, we have too much of a hill to climb in the second half. But let's get into it. And the first thing on our list, and it is just give me a second. I'm sorry, I've got hay fever, so there's going to be a couple of sniffles. But the first thing on our 5 things is that defense. And it is a big red for that defense. And I'm sorry, I'm going to make Robertson the face of this because of what he did in that second goal, which was crazy. But yeah, the defense today, I'm hoping that's more of a one-off. And I'm not analysing any continuous sort of problems that we may see there. I think it will be because there were so many easily preventable errors in that first half from our defense. Like you think of even before the goals, Konate doing a 360 in the box and failing and, losing the ball, not even the box, in our 6-yard box and losing the ball. Kelleher then wiping out Pereira and Van Dijk body checking Muniz is the way that we start that game. We get away with it, even though there are 2 clear penalties with what Kelleher did and what Van Dijk did. And we still don't react. We then go on. Our defense then goes on in that game and makes errors for all 3 goals. Konate in no man's land for their first goal. I don't know what he's doing. I feel like he's trying to tell Curtis Jones an instruction, but he should be focusing on the ball as well. The cross comes in, it's on his head, but he misses it because he was distracted earlier. It hits Curtis Jones. That's Konate's fault for me, who's not expecting it. And Sessegnon, I think it was, volleys it straight in. The second goal, Robertson is their best player in the build-up of that second goal. I can't believe it. Wraps it in to Iwobi perfectly for him when he's trying to make a crossfield pass. Doesn't put enough power on it. Then he's really poor after Iwobi's after Iwobi's shot is deflected. He doesn't get a good head on it for no reason. Even though Pereira's misjudged it, he can easily just head it. Instead, I think he closes his eyes or is not paying attention. It hits him, goes back to Iwobi, and then he doesn't sort his body out when he's trying to get a block in, and he deflects it into the net. 3 errors in one passage of play. It's like the man was determined for Fulham to score that second goal. And then our captain then caps it off. Honestly, man, by the time we got to Van Dijk, who's allowing Muniz to shrug him off the ball while he's focusing on the ball in the air, flick it over his shoulder, and then he slaps it in. Well, he doesn't even slap it in. He passes it in, and then the shot goes straight through Kelleher. My word, I'm explaining everything, but there's no point. You guys watched the game. The back line was everywhere in that first half. I was honestly, by the time that Van Dijk goal went in, I just thought, of course, man. Of course he joins in on the foolishness. I just don't even know for them in that first half. But like I said, I'm hoping it's a one-off. But my word, were they all drunk in that first half, man. Anyway, okay. Well, moving on to the second thing, which is one which may surprise quite a few of you. Our goalkeeper situation, right? I am happy that Mamashvili is coming in. That's the first time I've said this. For a while, I've been confused as to why we've bought him. I've been like, we've got Alisson there. Alisson is one of the best in the world. We don't need Mamashvili. In fact, he's not one of the best in the world. He's the best in the world, in my opinion. And he's the best Premier League keeper of all time as well, in my personal opinion. If you don't have him as that, he's going to be up there. But now that I'm looking at Kelleher, right, who is a great keeper, don't get me twisted, but he's never really going to be world class in my opinion. I feel like performances like today show that to you. And I think while Kelleher always plays better when he has a consistent run in the team, do you guys not notice that often when we call upon him randomly, he absolutely stinks it up? And the thing is, we shouldn't have to do that. But the reason why Kelleher plays so much is because Alisson is an injury-prone keeper. How is he missing 2 games from a light concussion? We didn't even think he'd miss 1 game. He's missed 2. And I can't have a keeper that is consistently missing 10 games a season. Last season, he only played 28 Premier League games. It's getting ridiculous. And for me, when you're looking at it, I think Alisson's on about 150k a week, which is, to be honest, a slight underpayment for a player of his quality. But I don't know if I would give him a new contract because this guy is injury prone. The hamstring's always going. He's always getting knocks, which also take him out. And Kelleher's not going to be the one to really be the heir to a keeper of Alisson's stature. Mamashvili, I feel, could be. Did you watch him this weekend against Madrid? He was superb. So for me, I'm happy Mamashvili is coming in. And Alisson, I don't know if I'm giving him a new contract. And if I'm giving him a new contract, it needs to be on favourable terms for Liverpool because I can't keep on doing this. I want a keeper who's going to play every game in the season because you're a keeper. There's no reason for you to be injury prone. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, it's crazy. But I genuinely feel like that's where we're at right now. Cool. Third thing is Arne Slot. When will you rotate, bro? When will you rotate? It's getting tiring. It's getting tiring that you watch the same thing again and again and you play the same team again and again. How many times do we need to start flat? Does it need to look like, oh, there needs to be some changes across that midfield and attack? And you do the same thing the next week. You start the same team. I'm going to see Szoboszlai again next week. I'm going to see Jota again next week. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not going to see Endo play again next week. It's crazy. How are you watching Jota and thinking that you should start him next week? Start Nunes or Chiesa, please. How are you watching Szoboszlai, especially against teams that set up in the mid or deep block and think he is adding anything to our attack? He isn't. If that guy is not running around, he's not useful. Elliott on the ball has so much more quality. Please, Slot, make some changes. I've been so impressed with your first season. But this rigidness in your lineups and your tactical inflexibility has now got me doubting you. And that's crazy. I had you on such a pedestal. But I am starting to doubt you slightly because this is sabotage. Please, make some changes. I don't know why you're behaving like players like Jota and Szoboszlai are indispensable. It's insane. Use your squad, bro. Please. Cool. Moving on, our fourth thing, and I feel like I've just been straight moaning. It's been a lot of reds. I haven't even been saying in the video that Kelleher Slot has been reds. They've been reds, by the way. I mean, that will come up on the graphics, but I feel like in the tone that I've been using, you can clearly know that they're reds. So let's move on to something more positive. It is a big fat green for Luis Diaz, who I thought was superb today. The man of the match against Everton. He comes into the game again today. Comes in at halftime. I think it was around the 55th minute. It was a pretty early sub from Slot. And wow, Diaz, man, I don't know what it is, man. He's gone to the international break and played with Colombia. Colombian Diaz is always a different thing. I'm always seeing his clips from those South American friendlies or qualifiers, and I'm like, bro, that's not the player that I get every week. But bro, This time he's brought it back to the PL. He's beating his fullback. He's making good runs. He's making good inside runs. He's making good runs or kind of overlapping past the fullback. It's amazing, man. He is such an asset. And like I said, man of the match against Everton comes into this game today. And I think he's the man of the match again. Great goal to get us back into the game for 3-2. And he was a consistent nuisance. He's looking real good, man. And I'll definitely start him next game. I thought it was good to give Gakpo a run out, but he just didn't do much. And I like the little competition that Gakpo and Diaz have, and I'm sure Gakpo will come good again. But definitely it has to be Diaz next game, man. What a fantastic cameo that was, man. Honestly, he's one of the few players on that pitch that can leave with their head held high. You know who is another one? Harvey Elliott. But you know who doesn't play him? Slot. But anyway, my final thing is, it's a bit of an amber for Salah, because it's, in fact, it's not a bit of, it's very much an amber for Salah, because I do feel like with Salah, I've given him such a long rope to pull, even though he's been quite poor over the past month. Because listen, we're winning this Premier League because of a Mo Salah carry job, because of how amazing he has been for the majority of this season. But he has really started to drop off in recent times, and now it's getting a bit concerning, because I'm not gonna lie, this is not the first time that after around February, Salah just drops off after having an absolute world-class season, and this can't be a consistent thing. Because AFCON isn't here this year. I can't even blame that. So I need him to find that form again. Because for me, it's not just the fact that he's not getting any goals and assists. Because me and you know that Salah is so much more than that. He's not looking dangerous. He's not playing well. So I need him to do something. Bassey and Robertson, they locked him up today, and he's not, moving around trying to find pockets, trying to be a nuisance, trying to be a danger like he normally is. I know it helps a lot more when the attack is performing, and he was better in that second half, but I still feel like there needs to be a bit of a reaction, because this could still be, and still will be anyway, a historic season for Salah. But at the moment, he's putting a big stain on it with the way that he might finish it, and he does really need to react. He's our best player, man. Like, I need something from him. I'm hoping, we've got West Ham and Leicester coming up. I'm hoping he just racks up some goals and assists and racks up some good performances and has the confidence to go on and finish the season well, because at the moment, it's not good enough for a man his standard. But yeah, anyway, guys, those are the 5 things. I think, like I said, on the whole, it's disappointing. But at the end of the day, we're still going to win the Premier League, which I'm still really happy about. So we can't be too sad. We've got West Ham and Leicester on our next 2 games, who are both very poor sides. So I feel like we can get some good wins on the board and really start to lift up our season again and finish this title charge strongly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But please like and subscribe and tune in next week. Listen, like I said, disappointing, but we're winning the PL anyway, man. So don't forget that. I've got to just say that a last time. So as much as I moaned in this video, I don't want anybody to be too down. I don't want you to be too down, because at the end of the day, the PL's ours. But let's just finish well. Please, 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 please.